8:37. It is Delmarva's Rock Radio, 93.5 The Beach.
It's the worst show ever.
And coming up tomorrow night at the Greater Milford Boys and Girls Club, it is Stellar Fights 21, Unfinished Business, where you'll be able to see these two gentlemen go head-to-head on line one. We have Brandon, Let's Fight, Hudson, and Jeff Brown on line two. Brandon, Brad Dalton wrote on here that you have two controversial losses on your record. What's the controversy with those two losses?
One went to the decision. It was pretty controversial. When the judges got done, they put their jackets over their head and ran out of the building. I take full responsibility. You know what I mean? It was, I left it in the hands of the judges, and that's a big no-no in MMA. It's a loss to my record, but definitely a learning experience, and definitely, pushed me to the next level as far as my training, as far as what I need to do in the gym. The other one was, an early stoppage. It was my first fight. The guy was kicking my butt both rounds. I couldn't get off the ground. He really wasn't beating me up, but, as far as getting on the ground, I couldn't get up. It's a big learning curve. Came out in the third round and dropped him. And, on tape, it looked like the referee stopped the fight early, but, however, it didn't. I wouldn't necessarily say he robbed me of the fight, but he definitely robbed me of an opportunity. They're all behind me. They're all learning experiences. They've only, molded me into the fighter that I am now. So, it's just a learning curve.
Now, Jeff Brown, do you buy that? Do you buy those stories from Brandon there, or do you think he's just trying to figure out a way to say, those two losses, they don't count?
Well, I don't think he's very good at radio interviews because he was kind of boring me a little bit, so I wasn't really listening.
Snap.
But what I did hear is that he's real lazy on the bottom, lazy on the top. And, got his ass beat in a couple of his first fights. So.
Oh, man. Brandon, let's answer to that one, man. Now, you're saying you're lazy on the bottom and on the top. How do you feel about that?
I think Jeff's drunk. I think obviously he's not seeing what goes on. I'm used to all the guys talking, crap before we get up in there. But clearly we've seen Jeff gas in the past. I hope his cardio is a lot better than what I've seen. But he's not a fighter like me. You know what I mean? And, I'm definitely going to get at him. He's definitely going to feel what I got to offer. And, unfortunately, he's going to be on the losing end, and he's going to have a learning curve.
All right. Well, Jeff, he's saying you don't have the cardio, and he does have, he has 10 years on you, okay? You're 23, he's 32. Does that factor in for you?
Well, it depends on how long he's been training for. I've been training since I was 7. So who's got more years on who? You know what I'm saying? He said I don't fight fighters like him. I spar fighters like him every day in the gym. Ain't no problem. See, that's the problem. All the people that he did fight aren't used to southpaws. I'm used to southpaws, so his techniques ain't going to work on me. I spar southpaws every day.
Wow. So, Brandon, now, what's the difference? I mean, does it really matter in MMA with the being a lefty or a righty? I mean, how's that factor in when you're fighting other guys?
He needs to spar southpaws. Clearly, he sees what I do standing. Clearly, it's probably going to be like the rest of them. Once I punch him in his face, he's going to want to wrestle. He might have been fighting in the gym, but I've been fighting out here in real life, in the neighborhoods and stuff. This MMA has just been something that was a lifestyle choice, ultimately just to lose weight. And then it turned into, a dream. Now I'm trying to open up a gym. I'm trying to get some of these kids here in Salisbury with anger issues off the streets. I don't know what they do out in the backwoods of Cecil County, but here in Salisbury it's pretty rough, man. So I'd like to be an influence to these kids, and I've been fighting with them all my life. So, it's great to be a shadow boxer. It's great to be in the gym all the time. But, I've got real life experience, and I'm not the type to go out there and start a bunch of trouble. You know what I mean? I did go after the bullies back in the day. And, Jeff, you're talking a lot, and that's great. I just hope you show up, Saturday night ready to fight. You know what I mean? I'm hearing about you crying about your weight and crying about this and crying about that. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be me and you, bro. And we're going to have to get it in, and, there's no excuses at this point.
Well, Jeff,
just make weight.
Jeff, I'm not going to be taking sides here or anything, but I am from the backwoods of Cecil County, so you tell him. You tell him.
Hey, man, Lakeside Trailer Park, born and raised.
Oh, crap, dude.
So that's where I'm from. I'm from the toughest part of Cecil County.
Let me tell you something, Brandon. He's right. That is the toughest part of Cecil County. There's no doubt about it. I used to deliver for Nino's Pizza out in Northeast, man. The Lakeside Trailer Park is the place that you were like, you prayed you came back alive. But look, guys, seriously, you guys have a beef outside of the ring or anything? Jeff, we'll start with you, man.
No, we do now because he says he's going to punch me in my face. I don't like anybody punching me in my face. I got to stay pretty. So when I get in there, you know what I mean? I don't know him from a can of paint. Now he wants to make it about neighborhood. So if he wants to make it personal, we can make it personal. I'm just going to go in there and punch him in his face.
Well, again, I don't want to take sides, but Brandon, I do think it is your actual job to punch him in the face. So in your defense, I think that's probably a good strategy on your part.
Absolutely. I've got no intentions of wrestling. We'll see who shoots first.
All right, Brandon, he's talking smack on your ground game a little bit. Where's your ground game stand right now?
Well, my ground game is good enough to beat his, you know what I mean? But I don't plan on going to the ground. I plan on banging with this guy. If you didn't think you was going to get punched in the face, bro, then you obviously are drunk. Maybe you need to go take a piss test or something, dude, because, you know, you're definitely not seeing what it is, you know what I mean? I got no beef with Jeff, you know what I mean? He started talking tough guy like most of them do. And tomorrow when we get in there, we're going to see who's really got, you know, going to have their hand raised. You know, I'm not about talking.
Yeah,
I respect what he's done. I respect him as a fighter.
First, Brandon.
But at the end of the day, I'm the better fighter. He knows it.
Now, Jeff, is this part of your strategy here? I mean, I don't want to, don't open up the can if you don't want to, but is this part of the strategy, getting the other guy riled up? Because he sounds a little pissed off at you right now.
Hey, man, I like riling them up. I like getting them confused. This is how I fight. Games, this is how it's going to go. So,
all right. Well, number one, watch the language, guys. Brandon, we'll wrap it up with you. We started with Jeff, so we'll end with you. How long do you think this fight's going to go tomorrow night?
I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm training for a 3-round war. You know, I'm looking for that first round finish. You know, I'll capitalize on his mistakes. He will make mistakes. I will be in his face. I will be all over him. And you know, he's not fought a fighter like me. So I don't care who he sparred. I don't care how many times he looked in the mirror. You know, I don't care about none of that, man. You know what I mean? I'm coming to fight, man. I've got all the souls right behind me. You know what I mean? I've got a lot of people who, you know, this is riding on. I come to fight. I come to make a big statement at the 185 division. So I don't care where it goes, brother. I'm going to be victorious Saturday night. And he knows that. I know that. You know that. The whole damn radio station knows that. You know what I mean? And it is what it is.
All right. Well, you got a good final statement in. So, Jeff, I'll give you some final words.
I work harder than him. I fight better than him. I'm going to win the fight tomorrow. Tune in to watch Brandon Hudson get his ass kicked.
There they are, Brandon Hudson from Let's Fight Club in Salisbury and Jeff Brown from Racine's MMA in Northeast. Gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow night at Unfinished Business.
Hey, thanks, man.
That was entertaining.
I want to go back to the humility, humbleness.
No, I know. That was freaking awesome.
No.
I'm scared. I think I peed a little.
No, now I want to skip my weekend with my son and go see this thing.
Bring him along. I'll put you on the guest list.